Vanished. The Disappearance of Madeleine McCann. Part 4. Welcome to Ontario Cold Cases, Canada's true crime podcast, World Cold Case Thursdays. I'm your host, Nicoll of Nicoll Investigations, and today we conclude our exploration of the disappearance of Madeleine McCann, the most recent and potentially groundbreaking developments in the case. The final chapter. Christian Brückner and the search for answers. After 17 long years, a new suspect has emerged in the form of convicted sex offender Christian Brückner. Could this be the final chapter in the search for Madeleine McCann? Today, we'll look at the case against Brueckner, the evidence, and what this means for the McCann family and the investigation. Before we dive into the recent developments, let's take a brief moment to recap the case. Madeleine McCann was 3 years old when she disappeared from her family's holiday apartment in Praia, Portugal, on the night of May 3, 2007. Despite numerous searches, a massive media campaign, and investigations that spanned multiple countries, no solid evidence was ever found to reveal what happened to Madeleine. For years, theories of abduction, accidental death, and even parental involvement swirled around the case, but no answers came. And now, more than a decade later, one name has surfaced that could change everything: Christian Brückner. So who is Christian Brückner? And why has he become the prime suspect in one of the world's most famous missing persons cases? Christian Brückner is a 47-year-old German national with a long criminal history, including convictions for child sexual abuse, drug trafficking, and rape. He was living in the Algarve region of Portugal, not far from Praia at the time Madeleine disappeared. Brückner's criminal past paints a dark picture. He was involved in numerous crimes across Europe, including the rape of a 17-year-old woman in Praia just 2 years before Madeleine's disappearance. He's currently serving time in a German prison for unrelated crimes. Brückner's connection to Praia and his disturbing criminal history making him a prime suspect. But it wasn't until 2020, 13 years after Madeleine's disappearance, that German authorities publicly named him as a person of interest. The evidence against Brückner. What evidence links Christian Brückner to Madeleine's disappearance? According to German prosecutors, they have concrete evidence tying him to the case, but frustratingly, they've yet to reveal exactly what the evidence is. Phone records. One of the key pieces of circumstantial evidence is a phone call Brueckner allegedly received near the McCann's apartment on the night of Madeleine's disappearance. This phone call places him in close proximity to the scene, raising serious suspicions. Statements from associates. Several people who knew Brueckner have come forward over the years reporting that he allegedly made incriminating statements about knowing what happened to Madeleine. In particular, a former acquaintance claimed Brueckner talked about kidnapping children and selling them. Vehicle and apartment searches. Investigators have searched several properties connected to Brueckner, including his former homes and a camper van that he was using around the time of Madeleine's disappearance. Items were seized, but no conclusive physical evidence such as DNA has been publicly disclosed. While these pieces of evidence suggest a strong connection, the lack of transparency from the German authorities has led to frustration and skepticism. They truly have concrete evidence. Why haven't they revealed it? Are they waiting to build a stronger case? Or is there more to the story? The role of German authorities in legal complications. One of the complicating factors in this investigation is that it's being led by German authorities, not the Portuguese or British police who originally handled the case. German prosecutors, particularly Hans Christian Wolters, have been confident in their statements that Brückner is responsible for Madeleine's disappearance. The German prosecutor's office has suggested they are treating the case as a murder investigation, despite not having found Madeleine's body. This has led many to believe they may have more incriminating evidence that they have not disclosed. Legal complications between Portugal, Germany, and the UK have slowed the process. While Brueckner is currently in a German prison, any formal charges related to Madeleine's disappearance would involve a complex extradition and trial process that spans multiple countries. International cases like this one are always legally challenging. You have multiple jurisdictions involved, and the rules for evidence, extradition, and prosecution can vary. It's no surprise that the investigation is taking a long time. What's concerning is a lack of clarity from the German authorities. They have the evidence they claim to, they need to present it. Brueckner's past, trail of violence and abuse. Brueckner's criminal history is undeniably dark. He's been involved in a range of crimes, many involving violence and sexual abuse. His 2005 rape of a 17-year-old woman in Praia de Luz, just a short distance from where Madeleine disappeared, chillingly similar in its location and circumstances. Brueckner broke into the woman's home, tied her up, and raped her. He was not arrested for the crime until years later, and only through advanced DNA testing. The history of child sexual abuse also raises red flags. Brueckner has been linked to several cases involving young girls, including another unsolved disappearance of a 5-year-old girl in Germany. Hard to ignore the disturbing parallels between Brueckner's own crimes and Madeleine's disappearance. His history of targeting vulnerable individuals and his presence in the Algarve at the time of her abduction make him a prime suspect. But without conclusive evidence, his involvement remains speculative. The McCann's response. For years, the McCann family has remained hopeful that Madeleine is still alive. When German authorities announced Christian Brückner as a suspect, it was another emotional roller coaster for them. Jerry and Kate McCann have publicly stated that they remain open to all possibilities and that they will not give up hope until there is definitive proof of what happened to their daughter. They have expressed frustration with the secrecy surrounding the German investigation, but remain supportive of any efforts to bring answers. After 17 years of uncertainty, the McCanns have lived through numerous false leads and potential suspects. While they hope for a resolution, they know better than anyone that the case remains fragile. But could Christian Brückner finally be the key to finding out what happened? Challenges and skepticism. While many see Brückner as the most viable suspect to date, there are others who remain skeptical. The lack of physical evidence and the long delay in bringing charges have raised questions about whether this investigation will ultimately lead to closure. Some critics argue that Brückner might be a convenient suspect, someone with a criminal history who fits the profile, without concrete evidence linking him directly to the crime. Others point out the circumstantial nature of the evidence, like the phone records and witness statements, who fall apart under legal scrutiny. It's easy to get swept up in the idea of a suspect like Brückner, but until there's solid forensic or direct evidence linking him to Madeleine's disappearance, this case remains unsolved. The authorities need more than just suspicion. They need proof. What happens next? Where does this case go from here? German authorities have hinted that they are building a case and might bring charges soon. But as of now, we're still waiting for that final piece of the puzzle. Meanwhile, Brueckner remains in prison for unrelated crimes, and the world continues to watch, hoping for closure. Investigators are continuing to examine old leads and reanalyze evidence from 2007. New forensic techniques might offer breakthroughs that weren't possible at the time. Possibility of more individuals coming forward with information remains, especially as Brueckner's name has become more public. Whether or not charges are brought against Christian Brückner, the investigation into Madeleine's disappearance remains active. Authorities from Germany, Portugal, and the UK are still committed to solving the case, and after 17 years, the world remains hopeful that the truth will come to light. So is this the final chapter? Madeleine McCann's disappearance is a case that has haunted the world for over a decade. Could Christian Brückner be the person responsible? The evidence is mounting, but without definitive proof, the case remains open. What we do know is that the search for Madeleine continues, and for her family, the fight for answers is far from over. Thank you for listening. This has been Ontario Cold Cases, Canada's True Crime Podcast, available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.